bear rule, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Because it's famous, it's well known, well documented in history that when Alexander died, his 4 generals split up his empire. All right, you had Ptolemy in Egypt, Seleucus in like the Middle Eastern area. What's the other ones? Lacedaemonians. All right, so they all split his kingdom up and parted it 4 different ways. All right, and this is what it says about when that happened. All right, First Maccabees 1 and 9, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, so this was the beginning of the so-called white man's rulership that we know today, the beginning of the Western world as we know it today. That's why in the board of education, the school system in America, and probably a lot of places abroad, they start civilization with the Greeks. They don't start it with Egypt. They started, what's up, brother? Shalom, shalom. They started with the Greeks because that was the beginning of their rulership. It's not the beginning of civilization like they like to lie and say it is. It's actually the beginning of their rulership. So what we gave you was the genesis of the Edomites, and this is the beginning of how they began to rule. All right. So what we see today is a product of the Lord blessing Alexander the Great with a military victory that allowed him to allow what we see today, which is the Edomites, and how did Alexander the Great create his empire? With the sword. The same blessing that was given to Esau in Genesis. So all of these, like when you get a real understanding of the Bible, bro, all of this, it's like being able to wipe your eyes and actually see what's going on.
Yeah, and in this time we're in, this living in this, time, and then we'll talk about reincarnation.
Yes.
So, you guys personally believe that you've been here time and time again?
Well, right. It's well documented in the scriptures. So, you know what? Let's get an example. You want to go to,
and it's like seems like the existence is about this. Like I'm saying, like power between these 2 nations.
Right.
But like, what kind of existence is that when there's so much that can be
enjoyed
of the earth?
So you know what?
Yeah.
The reason the Lord made it like this, I'm gonna get a precept for you. All right. Because the Bible answers all your questions, brother. All the questions you asking, the Bible got an answer for it. I got one real quick. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So right now, the earth is not being enjoyed. People are mourning. Globally, all nations are mourning right now because the rulership is a wicked rulership. The so-called white man was never meant to rule in righteousness. He was never meant to have management of the planet Earth and people be happy. That's not in his DNA. Like you got street cats and you got cats that's just not in the street. They're not built like that. Esau as a nation of people, they're not built to be righteous. They're built to be greedy and wicked and perverse. All right, that's why you see the perversions that you see in this world today. Our people are supposed to represent righteousness, but in the ancient world, we left our righteous way to follow after all these other nations and their wickedness, just like we're doing today. All right, so I brought that out to show you that the earth is meant to be enjoyed, and the Lord is going to allow the earth to be enjoyed eternally. All right, the nation of Israel is going to be given rulership. They're going to be made completely righteous. All right, so the New Testament, the reason they call it the New Testament is because it's a representation of the new covenant. The new covenant was given to this nation, that in their inward parts, the Lord would implant into the righteousness. So everything you see in the laws of the Lord in Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Numbers is going to be written inside our hearts. So just like we read, we're going to be righteous. Just like you got flavor, you don't try to have flavor, it's just you. That's how we're going to be. We're going to be just all righteous people. Because we have to rule this earth in righteousness. We have to manage the earth in the Lord's image. All right? When it says that he made man in his own image, he's talking about the order. All right? So Adam was given these laws, the righteousness, the understanding of how to conduct yourself on the earth. there were other people on the earth at that time as well,
Yeah.
which the Christian church don't teach you about. But Canaan got a wife from somewhere, and it wasn't of his own people, which tells you that there were other people on the earth. Adam and his people were our nation in the reincarnation. So we were the Adamites. When it says the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that was us in the garden.
The West Indians came into, like I said, my family's heritage came into Jamaica through ways of Africa.
I got you, brother. So in 70 AD, I'm gonna get it out of this book, all right? You're asking great questions, brother. You're asking beautiful questions, all right?
He had a question about
Yeah, I definitely want.
All right, so on the subject that you just asked about, this is a book called Babylon and Timbuktu.
Yeah.
It's written by Rudolph R. Windsor, all right? He's a scholar. He's a dark-skinned man, and he went into all the archaeology and all the scholarship paperwork that showed to talk about the black Hebrews, so-called black, and all of the nationalities. So I'm about to show you in this book how we got taken from Africa and what we were doing in Africa in the first place. Even though our original homeland is the land of Israel, what were we doing in Africa? That's a great question, brother. So on page 84, and I'll let you hold it after I read it. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. Fleeing Roman persecution and slavery, the slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. So our people were refugees in the land of Africa. All right? We ran to Africa because we looked just like Africa. If a so-called white man wanted to pick out a Negro or an African, you couldn't tell the difference, which is why 1 million Jews fled into Africa. So the question you asked, brother, was a beautiful one, because what our people did was we went into Africa and then we dwelled in the west coast of Africa. All right, Ghana, Nigeria, that whole area of Africa was where we dwelt. It was known as Judah land.
northern and western part. That's why you got it's called a Fort Judah and Fort Benjamin.
Yeah, they got Fort Judah and Fort
They was
Benjamin.
taking us to putting us on the boat at the port, the dock.
Yeah, brother.
Called Fort Judah and Fort Benjamin.
That's a beautiful question, brother.
Got a precept. This is Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. Going into what he was just reading, right? 170 AD, 65 to 70 AD, and they took us down. When they came to go down Jerusalem, right? And when ye shall see Jerusalem compared with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let him which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Right.
That's what he was reading to you, right? And let them which are in the midst, read again. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are within may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Because during that 65 BC to 78, 65 BC to 70 AD, during that period, there was a siege. So in 70 AD, they actually besieged the city. In the ancient world, when you besieged the city, they couldn't eat, they couldn't have access to food, they couldn't get in and out of the city. So basically, they were starving and they were weak. All right, that's why he said, woe to them that give suck in that day, because you wouldn't have anything to provide your child. A lot of people ended up eating their children and their babies because they didn't have any food.
So count that in First King.
So a lot of times in the ancient world, they would besiege the city, starve it out, and then attack it when all the men were weak. All right, so that happened to our nation which is why we ended up in Africa in the first place. So we were on the west coast, which is why we got shipped off, and the other Africans are still there because they weren't shipping off their own people. They were shipping off refugees. The same way that the so-called white man trying to get refugees out of their land, that was the same thing the so-called Africans were doing throughout. All right, because there are two different nationalities. You got it.
For there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword,
Right.
and shall be led away captive in all nations.
And this is the Lord prophesying before the Lord was put to death. He's prophesying about 70 AD. He's telling them what to do when they start sinning.
Right? Say, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and they shall be led away captive in all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So the time of the Gentiles is right now. When all the heathen nations are in their rulership, our people are scattered. This is the time of them, all right? And it's also the time of the Gentiles of our people who don't know who they are to gather themselves together. So it's twofold, all right? So let's get
I got a precept for them real quick about the reincarnation, right?
Right.
This is Psalms 104, verse 29. You read, it say, Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die, right? And return to their dust. So we go back to the dust, right? Thou sendest forth thy spirit. They tell you in Ecclesiastes, I'm gonna get that. You want to get it for them. Ecclesiastes 3:17. I got it. 3:20. Yeah, when we die, our spirit go back to the Lord. So when you go to the funeral, there's nothing in those bodies.
I got a precept to back that up.
You finish with it.
You said when we die, our bodies will
Yeah, so
He said, when we die, I'm gonna read again. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die, and return to their dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, you go back up to the Lord. They are created, and thou renewest thy face on the earth. Not bad. Every third or fourth generation. I tell you that in Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Every third or fourth generation, we come back, the same family line, just a different topic.
Yeah. So the same family line. That's why we're suffering. We're suffering right now for what we've done in our past life.
So for example, I have appropriate have children, and they have children. The children that they have will be my reincarnation.
Exactly.
Right.
So the Lord, in our laws, the Lord said that in Exodus, where He said, "I will visit."
That's all. Exodus 20 and 55.
Con. Woo, get it.
Will I have my same? Obviously, we don't have our consciousness, but
So I get a precept for that. I get a precept for
I was
that.
just gonna say,
Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. That includes past. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So when you come back, you have no memory of what you were doing in your past life. You come back with a clean slate, so to speak. But what you're doing is you're going to receive judgment. All right? So when you come back on the planet, there's no eternal hell. All right? The eternal hell that's being described in modern Christianity is the underworld of the Greek mythology. All right? Yeah, remember we told you that they incorporated pagan customs and the mythology of the pagans into the scriptures and the understanding. All right? So there's no everlasting burning hell. What happens is you die, you go to the spirit world, you come back, and your judgment is played out on the earth. Okay? So, for example, you have somebody come back on the earth, and they're missing 2 legs. You think the Lord will give them their only one life that they got to live, and they got to live without no legs? Does that sound like a fair and just God? No. Or be born blind. The Lord created a beautiful earth, and then just randomly picked out a couple spirits to be blind for that one life that they got. That makes no sense. That don't sound like the Lord of the Scripture, and it's not the Lord of the Scripture. If they come back blind or anything of that nature, that's the judgment that the power is placed upon them for the sins in their past life. Which is why our nation as a whole is suffering right now, because we've been disobedient as a nation of people in our past lives.
What about the individuals who are able to find
I got it.
individuals who are able to find, like, you know, abundance and things of that nature in this time? You know, what would you say about those, like, who don't seem to be something?
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna get Psalms 37.
Let me read this real quick. It's another precept on that reincarnation. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy power and the jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Exactly. So the Lord is saying that anybody who sins in the third and fourth generation, He's going to visit them, because for you to love the Lord, it means you keep His commandments. If you hate Him, that means you're not obeying His commandments. He said He's going to visit you for your iniquity on the third and fourth generation, which is an indication that you come back in the third and fourth generation of your family line. Okay?
And third and fourth,
Third or fourth.
So can I have the scriptures on the reincarnation so I can go ahead and go over it?
Yeah, that's Psalm 104, 29. Exodus 20 and 5. It's more, it's a lot more, but I just gave you a couple. It's a lot more, bro. It's a lot more.
And we out here every week, bro. So every Saturday we out here. So if you got questions, we on the same corner every Saturday.
I mean, you come by serving, bringing food, man, delivering food.
Local artists. I'm actually out right now. I'm playing every Saturday at Chef Betty's. It's not to have different bands, so I'm like, use the time and promote my music.
That's the Spirit of the Lord that brought you over here, bro.
Yeah, no,
Bring that out by that consolation.
Which one?
You get the one in Luke 6, on that verse 20.
I'm down for a second, man. Especially it's all divine.
Right, it's a spirit.
Alright, so this is Luke chapter 6, verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Alright, so now, I'm going to say this. Having wealth or having a certain amount of success in this world is not necessarily sin unto you if it's in righteousness. Alright, you had many of our people, of our prophets and men of our nation during captivity who were given points and positions of success, but they never forgot the Lord. Okay? So this is talking about the rich of this world that have done evil and wickedness to become rich. Alright, who are forsaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord to become rich. So we're not saying that being poor is automatically an indication that you might make it to the kingdom of heaven. Just like we're not saying that being rich is an automatic indication that you're not going to get it. It's according to the spirit of the man and the actions, all right? Because having faith is nothing without works, all right? And the works is keeping these commandments to the best of your ability, all right?
So looking at Jay-Z and Jesus and Lil Wayne, all right, that consolation, they already got this riches. So that's the Lord saying, if they don't turn from their wicked ways, that's going to be their consolation. They're going to have to die on this side. All of Israel going to come back in the kingdom, but only 1/3 of Israel going to be saved. 2/3 going to be dead because they don't want to come back and follow the way of the Lord. So all you talk about the Israelites that's in the entertainment world, they're going to die because of their consolation. They sold themselves to be rich.
So you understand what the brother's saying to you?
I understand that. And what is it like? You know, myself, I'm a musician, I'm an artist in the city, and I have a decent following. You know what I mean? And I'm open for a lot of international artists that come to the city. I have regular events that I do and things of that nature. I'm just saying, like you said, I'm trying to pursue I'm trying to pursue this career.
The Lord tell you that you can't serve two mouths. You can't serve two mouths. So we all had something going on. We were trying to Lord knock us right out of it.
So just take what you're learning right now and don't try to move too fast. Digest what you have right now, and the Lord will work the rest out for you. You know. So what we're coming into now is the faith. All right. When you had many men in the scriptures. You had Cornelius, for example. Cornelius was a centurion, meaning he was over 100, at least 100 men. in the Roman military. But the Lord said that him and his house would be saved. He was of our nation. Just like you have Benjamites, Jamaicans, or any of our people that go in the military and are super successful, it's just like that. Like going to a general and the Lord saying you're saved. Alright, so it's not according to riches and success, but it's your relationship with the Lord. Alright? So what you have today, take it with you. And God definitely knows the scripture. And the Lord will work everything else out. You know, if the Lord used you as a voice to tell other people, because, you know, Kendrick Lamar went out there and said and told people that he a Hebrew Israelite. You know, the Lord just used him for, maybe he just used him for that purpose. Maybe he'll turn and be out on the corners. Who knows? Only the Lord knows. But start with the baby steps first, brother. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of ground to cover. And we out here, like I said, every Saturday, brother. You know?
This is what the Lord brought you over here. This is St. John chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice,
right,
and I know them, and they follow me.
And you hear me. So it's not like we saying stuff and it's going over your head. When me, we have a lot of people that sit right in front of us and hear everything we're saying, and it's just right over their head. They don't get it. And I'm talking about a Bible. We tell them that the Lord chose our people above all nations, and they fight us. They fight us and they say, why can't everybody do it? Because the Lord, this is the Lord's program. Why did you wear that shirt? Your other shirts in the closet, they yell at you and say, man, you should have worn me. The Lord created all of this. So technically, no, not even technically, all of this belongs to him. So if he chooses to make one nation of people the hero and one nation a villain, that's his decision. The modern Christianity is trying to include and be nice to everybody. The Lord is not about that. He's about his people. And the reason he's about his people is because there has to be a rulership on the planet Earth. Some nation of people has to rule the earth. So-called white man has done it. The Egyptians, the Africans, they had that time. Egypt was like America in this time. Every nation has had their opportunity to rule, and they've all came and failed. All right? Daniel prophesied of a kingdom that was never going to fall. That kingdom actually belongs to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. But the Lord, exactly, but that's what we're doing now. So we're united now.
Only 1/3.
Only a third of our nation is going to make it on this side.
2/3 going to be destroyed, but this is what they want to do. Drug, party, club, shop.
So 2/3 of our nation, 2/3 of our nation are going to receive a previous death on this side. So remember we talked about reincarnation. They're going to come back through the loins of the 1/3 of our nation that makes it. So eventually all of our people are going to be righteous. And it's going to be a reign that's forevermore. That kingdom of heaven he was talking about is for Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not for the other nations. On that side, they're going to serve 1,000 years of captivity first. Let's get Jeremiah 30 and 16. They're going to serve 1,000 years of captivity, and then they're going to go into their lands, except for the so-called white man. The Lord, and I'm going to bring that precept out. The Lord prophesied that for the violence against our nation, the Lord is going to wipe their nation out. So after 1,000 years of captivity, they're going to be wiped out completely. And I'm going to give the scripture on that, all right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16.
All right, break it down too.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Right.
Saith the Lord, because they have called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seek about.
And that's what they look. That's how they look at our people. All these other nations, they don't want nothing to do with Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans. They don't want shit to do with our people at all. We're the black sheep of the whole planet Earth right now. We're the butt of everybody's joke. Everybody across the globe, all these other nations, always got something negative to say about this nation. And the Lord's saying, just like you will call outcasts, I'm going to turn all of that around. I'm going to heal your nation.
Let me bring this out.
So the Africans are going to fall into the same plot as the other nations. They're going to serve 1,000 years of captivity, and after that 1,000 years, they're going to go back into their original lands. All the lands that the Lord gave the people in the beginning, they're going to go back to those lands, and we're going to be rulership. We're going to have rulership. They're going to be able to live in their lands, and we're not going to do what the so-called white men do, which is go everywhere and take the land and force them to give up their resources. What's going to happen is we're going to rule, and they're going to come and bring us tribute, which means they're going to come and pay, just like they pay taxes to him. The Lord says they're going to pay taxes to us, and we're going to have a righteous rulership. Like the Bible, the laws and statutes and commandments, not eating pork, not eating shrimp, not eating lobster. Those things are going to be enforced on the planet Earth. Not committing adultery, which is having sex with another man's woman.
Have a beard on the face too. Keep it growing.
Yeah, all of the things that are in the law, we're gonna push that forth throughout the planet Earth. Just like when we do wickedness, we come up with new dances, the whole world follow after us. The Lord's gonna make us righteous and refocus that energy. So everybody gonna want to be like us in righteousness. Alright? So their goal on the other side is gonna be that they live, but they live under the rulership of the Lord, the one they call Jesus, and the Israelites. So that's the end game. Alright? The end game is to gather this nation, the 1/3 of this nation, and through their loins, the rest of the nation comes back, and they receive rulership and dominion forever. This life that we see here, this existence is temporary. But because this world has no understanding of reincarnation, they think this is their one life to live, so they live it wickedly, because they feel like they only got this one life to live. In actuality, we come back over and over. But our nation has been given the gift of immortality, right? Which means, literally, we're going to be immortal. Not only the 1/3 that escapes, but all of their children, all of our nation is going to be made immortal. That's what the Lord, the one they ignorantly called Jesus, meant when he said he has the gift of eternal life. Our nation is not going to know death anymore, because we're going to be perfect. What is the wages of sin? So if you're made perfect and you keep the laws perfect, where's death being in that equation? And the Lord is going to do that so we can judge the world in righteousness. So there could be a man of this nation in every land, in every nation abroad, making sure it's being run in righteousness. Just like the so-called white man got his hands in every nation and he's doing wickedness, we're going to turn around because he's the exact opposite of what we are.
You got the senators and the governor, mayor in every city.
Exactly, brother.
That's how we gonna be. And righteousness, Lord, make heaven on earth. Governors, senators, mayors, that's gonna be us. Everybody's gonna have a, that's why we elect 1/3, we're gonna have a high seat to be ruling over the earth. Right there. All I ever said, when we get to break down, right? This is all I ever said. This is Psalms 83, start at verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
That's a secret council. That's what you get the Illuminati and all of these secret councils, elites. They happen before. All of this is just remember, everything is reincarnated. Remember in Ecclesiastes 1 it said nothing is new under the sun. Even the crafty counsel of the wicked is mentioned in the scripture, which is the so-called Illuminati. All right, you got it.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
right,
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And what did they do? They cut us in pieces. So look at all of these tribes. They all look at themselves as individual nations. You got Puerto Ricans that don't get along with Dominicans. You got Haitians that don't get along with Dominicans. All of our nations hate each other outside of, and then they hate each other inside their nation.
So-called Negro don't get along with some Jamaicans.
Haitians don't get along with Haitians sometimes.
Yeah, it's all vice versa, bro.
So, but all of that was a crafty council. So this is the listen to the nations that are
the nation who did this to us. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And these are code words to confederate. Who came up with confederate? So-called white man. See? It say the tabernacles of Edom. So-called white man. And the Israelites.
That's the Arab. Because
say the tabernacles of Edom,
right,
and the Ishmaelites,
right,
and the Moab,
right,
and the Hagarenes,
yep, that's African,
Gabar, and Ammon,
right, that's the Japanese Ammon,
and Amalek.
and Amalek. Now Amalek is the so-called Jews in the land of Israel today. They're not the original Jews. They're not of this bloodline. They have taken our heritage and they sit in the land of Israel as our people, but they're not our section. All right, that's why they're mentioned separate from the rest of Eve.
Yeah, I mean, you can look into.
Because if you notice, the average so-called white man don't get along with the Jewish white man. They had odds with each other because that's how the Lord set it up. Because really, they are the top 1% that rule everything. And I don't even think it's 1%. It's like 0.001%. Most of them identify as Jewish, whether you know it or not. The Bacon families, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the Rockefellers, they identify themselves as Jewish. All right, their actual nationality is Amalek. Okay, now all of them nations, the Africans, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, they all got together, which is why you have Arabs in your neighborhood selling you shit. You got East Indians in there selling you shit. Moab and Ammon, they selling nails and hair to our people. All of them make a killing off of us being destroyed because they made a confederacy against our nation that our name will no more be remembered in the earth. And we don't remember our own damn name. Most of our people. So this was all prophesied in scripture.
Israel in the Hebrew means Yahawah.
Right.
The princes of God. He prince of God.
Right.
That go back, we were telling you earlier about the sons of God. We are those fallen angels.
Yeah.
The sons, that's what Yahawah Israel means. Yahawah.
I got to preach that.
Princes of God. That's us.
This is Genesis.
Let's go.
This is Genesis chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with the Most High, and with men it has prevailed.
Now look, you got these people think that Israel is just a land, right?
Right.
Israel is a man's name.
Right.
He just read to you. Did you hear him? His name was Jacob. His name was changed to Israel.
Right.
Because he wrestled an angel. The Lord said, well, he done went up against one of my angels. And he worthy told my name. Israel, Yahawah. He is the Prince of God.
And I got a precept for you, brother. This is Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. So in this land, it's not told to us that we're of the nation of Israel. All right, but it was prophesied that in this land, where it was said to us, we're not the people of the Lord, it was going to be proclaimed that we're the sons of the living God, which is what Israel means. When we say that you're an Israelite, we're telling you you're a son of God. Our name literally means Yah-He-Shar Prince Allah, meaning power, which is why the Arabs call the God Allah. It's just a title. God is the title, Allah is the title. It's not a name. Our name is Yahshar Allah, He Prince Power. So Hosea, that prophecy in Hosea is coming to pass right now, man. And you're receiving that. You're a part of that. You're a part of that prophecy coming to pass.
Got a precept. This is in the New Testament. This is Paul bringing out the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Right.
He just read in Hosea. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 25.
Right.
And he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people,
Right.
there they shall be called the children of the living God.
Exactly. So right there, that's in the New Testament. Telling you that the Old Testament, you have to have an understanding of it before you can even go into the New Testament and make assumptions. You have to have, because a lot of times Paul is quoting things that are said in the Old Testament.
All right. So,
But that goes over the modern church's head because they don't deal with the Old Testament at all. Even though there are many prophecies that have not come to pass in the Old Testament. So I know it's a lot, brother, but
Yeah,
you know,
the commandments. I read the
We have 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. So the 50 laws of Ma'at, the negative confessions, all of that, those are portions of our laws, statutes, and commandments. Because remember, before our nation was the nation of Israel, we had Abraham. We always had been on the earth with the understanding of the Lord. And in their travels, it said that Abraham taught, in the Josephus to tell you that Abraham taught the Egyptians a lot about math and a lot of other things that he knew through the Spirit of the Lord. So we have 613 laws. Sabbath day, taking a shower after you have sex with your woman, that's actually in the law. Not being close to your woman when she's on her period, that's in our law. Not having sex with her, not even touching her. You're not even supposed to touch her.
She only supposed to cook. None of that was on her period.
True.
But she unclean 7 days.
Right.
And see what people messed up, right? Because Roman Catholicism, Christianity teach that the 10 Commandments, right? Moses was gone 40 days and 40 nights, right?
Right.
Why would he come back with 10 Commandments and he was gone 40 days? Lord gave him 613 statutes, laws, and commandments.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Go online and look at the
Yep.
of the Lord.
And then they show you all the laws, and then they show you where they are in the scripture.
The Old Testament.
Yeah, but we got a lot of laws, and they righteous. When you go through them, like for example, there's a land Sabbath, right? So every 6 years, you're supposed to plow the fields, work that land. On the 7th year, you're supposed to let that land rest for an entire year. You're not supposed to grow anything on it. If anything grows naturally, you can pick it off, but you're not supposed to tend to the land because you're giving it an opportunity to rest and have nutrients replenish the earth. So that's in our law. We were commanded to do that. Every 7 years, there was a land Sabbath where the land had an opportunity to rest. We also had the year of Jubilee, all right? On the year of Jubilee, all your debts were forgiven. So if you owed a man and you were just so down on your luck that you couldn't even make payments and you couldn't finish your payments, on that 7th year, your debt was clear. And you got to start over with a fresh start.
Thanks.
Which is, yeah. In this society, they don't do that.
They add interest.
They add interest. They do usury. We're not supposed to have usury in our nation. So if you borrow $5 from me, I'm not supposed to tell you to come back with 7.
Right.
You only come back with the 5 that you borrowed. That's how we build our economy. Now, other nations, we can put usury on them. But as far as your brother, you're not supposed to do that. That's nation building 101.
Like I said, it is the land Sabbath, right? That's when remember the Jubilee, right? They farmers, they just plant what they say. They say the world overpopulated, right? So they can't let the land rest. They can't do that because the world overpopulated. That's why we got GMO, food and real, genetic modified organisms. Because they don't let the land rest. So what the Lord is doing? He's showing them that they don't do what they ain't because they can't understand righteousness. They wicked. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 26:10, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. So they ain't gonna do right. That's why the Lord made them to be the wicked. That's why he showed them not having no melanin, no pigment. We can see who they is.
I got a precept. So this is Psalms 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. And those judgments and those statutes are the law, statutes, and commandments.
Only to Israel.
He only showed them and revealed them to our nation, because our nation is supposed to put this law in the earth, all right? I'm going to get another precept that tells you that in the land, in the future, they're going to come to us and learn about laws. They're going to come. They're going to come willingly. You want to speak or something?
That's Leviticus chapter 26, verse 46.
Ooh, beautiful.
These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord Yahawah made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses.
Right. So all of these laws, statutes, and commandments that we mentioned, taking a shower after you have sex with your woman, not eating pork, not eating shrimp, not eating lobster, not eating shellfish, not catfish, right? All of these are part of our laws. You know what? This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? So the law was supposed to show our wisdom in the sight of all nations. And in the kingdom, when the kingdom is established, it's going to show our righteousness on that side too, because they're going to be written in our hearts. We're going to automatically keep the Sabbath day. Every 7 days, you're supposed to rest. You're not supposed to do no work. You're not supposed to even cook. The Sabbath day, what they call Sunday worship, that's a perversion of the Sabbath day. Because on the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to work. You're not supposed to cook. You're supposed to rest and think upon the Lord. So even the Lord is righteous enough to give man a day of rest every week. You got jobs sometimes that have people working 7 days straight. That's why the Lord is going to give rulership to the nation of Israel, beginning with the one they ignorantly call Jesus. And these laws are going to be implemented on a global scale. So you're going to have Moabites, you're going to have Ammonites that's going to keep the Sabbath. And they're going to enjoy it. Remember in Proverbs 29:2, I said, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. People aren't rejoicing right now because righteousness is not in authority. It's a fact.
This Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy.
Right.
And have severed you from other people,
Which means
that
to
you
cut.
shall be mine.
Which means to cut. So the Lord has cut our people from other people, that we should be the Lord, that we belong to the Lord. And he said in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter and the 30th verse, that he'll never forget the covenant that he made with our fathers. He'll never forget it.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth. That's racist. He said unto himself. His people.
The Lord calls our people his inheritance. That's like, the Lord, they said that the Lord's portion is his people. Meaning that out of all the nations on the earth, this is the one that the Lord put like, look, y'all gonna be my son. This is how I want you to do. You go out in the neighborhood, don't play in the mud, don't play in the grass. Now if you do that, I'm not gonna beat my neighbor's child. I'm gonna beat your ass. I told you not to play in the mud. That's what's happening to our nation as a whole. Because all of these laws that were given to us, we disobeyed. Because it was a popular thing to worship the pagan gods in those days and ages. They had a point in time where every city you went into, they had a god over that city, and it was considered good luck for you to go into that temple and worship that god of prosperity. So they get deep. I'm gonna write down our YouTube. Oh, you got a card?
God, that is awful.
Person paying for videos every day. On the call of the conference, I will pay for the whole campus. Then he gonna put me and his personal page. Yeah, GMS in the truth on that. I want you to read this. I read it too, right? Everything that we just read. You sleep tonight. This is Job chapter 33, verse 14. Say, for God speak, right? Let's bring it down to it. It's Job 33, verse 14. It say, for God speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep fall upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sit up their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from him.
So when you go to sleep, it said the Lord speak once or twice, and man doesn't see it. Because a lot of times the things that happen in your life on your day-to-day is the Lord trying to speak to you and show you to you. But we all are growing to be spiritually discerned and understand when the Lord is showing a sign. But when that doesn't work, what the Lord does is he plants the instructions in your
open the ears of men and seal up their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, whatever you had when you came here, and hide pride from him. He keep back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword.
So the Lord is keeping your soul from the pit and from perishing by giving you the truth and giving you life. The law, statutes, and commandments have come to the best of your ability. And have faith that the Lord is saved and have mercy. That's life. That means it's life and immortality. Alright? That's what we're presenting to you today with all the understanding of your heritage, where you come from, why we're in the position that we're in, and most importantly, how do we get out of it. So I know it's a lot to take in at one time, brother, but you know, you got to go through these research and break things down. And I'm sure you can go home and do your research and come back with even more questions. We get every week. Every week, brother.
This Ecclesiastes chapter 3, start at verse 15. That which has been is now,
Right.
and that which is to be have already been. And God required that which is past.
Right.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Because we over here to judgment. We know we have to be rich, right? We are lavish, how we treat offense, right? We get the same judgment, which who we are, right? So he's saying, moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Right.
And I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, but there is a time for every purpose and for every work.
Right. So you got it, brother.
So everything that we did, so the Lord is judging the righteous and the wicked. I'm telling you that because they say hell is a place under the ground where you got the devil with the red suit on, the fish.
Right.
Hell, you ever heard somebody say, man, I call hell today? I've been catching hell all week.
Or a white man's heaven, or a black man's heaven.
Right, it's they heaven. It's our hell. The Lord said, hell just means a judgment. It's a judgment. Lord, we over here to show God our judgment. Lord said, in the place of your judgment, you shall remember yourselves in the place of your captivity. So now we remember who we are in the place of our captivity. So judgment is in our head.
Baruch chapter 2, verse 3, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart. Heart means your mind. Heart goes back to the Hebrew word law. Whenever you see heart in the Old Testament, it goes back to law, which is your mind. And it says, I'm going to read it again, Baruch 2 and 31, and ye shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. And that's what you're doing right now, brother. In the land of your captivity. Even in Jamaica, wherever we're scattered, is a land of our captivity. But we're not in rulership in none of the places that we're scattered. Even if they got people that look like us in rulership, they're not running it. So the Lord said that in the land of our captivity, we still go remember ourselves, that we're actually the same God, the Lord. And that we're going to start to stand on our feet when Ezekiel was talking about prophesying to the dry bones. The dry bones being dry represents no understanding of their identity. Because you can't tell who a skeleton is. A skeleton needs muscles and skin for you to identify who that is. So that's parabolic to say that our people are walking around here without an understanding of who they really are. And in a place where it was said to them, we are not my people. And shall be said, that's what we at. That's what we at now, brother. It's that time, brother. It's an exciting time to be alive.
Oh, raising us up all that time. What's that raising you? I mean, brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you know what?
In the Hebrew.
Well, coincidentally, the Muslim Jews are as well. They spell it O-C-K, but it's written in Hebrew word A-H-C-K.
A-H-C-H.
A-H-C-H. Because in the Hebrew language, you got that cup. So it would be ox. Ox. You say ox. So I'm being American now, so our accents is the same. But that's what it is, brother.
I really appreciate the time.
Hey, brother, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you, man. So you traveling, brother? We got our page, brother.
I'll subscribe to y'all page.
Yeah, and if you want to speak to us, you got a question, throw it on the comment. We'll answer it.
We'll get back with us.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Woo! Beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. We got joy in the world, man.
Chase.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Yeah. What's your name?
Chase.
Chase. Yahawah.
Nahaya.